Deanna Dudek and Maxime were recently in the Chicago area, where Deanna is from, in Illinois, obviously in the United States. And Maxime came with her. I think it was probably his first time getting to see her family here, like actually in Chicago, her mom and her husband, etc., and all of her family. And it was especially great because it was her 40th birthday. And she also is remained close friends with Alexa Knierim. And Chris and Alexa have founded or are, taking charge of David Santee's old program at Oak Park Rink. And they're really establishing a pairs environment here in the Chicago area, which we did not have before. We have very strong single skaters coming out of here, but there's not been a pairs like mecca here. And Timothy LeDuc and Nate Bartholomew, other American pair skaters who have been to world championships, etc., and Olympics, I believe, are also working with them, as are many great skaters. And in an exhibition, I got from their Instagram of the rink at Oak Park, a couple of clips of Deanna and Max. And I talked with Deanna, and she said they're keeping everything a secret as far as programs and content and stuff for now. But I thought you might like to see something that was filmed while they were practicing that week. While she was home, they were able to practice with at Alexa and Chris's rink. So here you go. Here are two vastly, in my opinion, improved skills even before they enter the season. The first element that I see as vastly improved is their forward outside death spiral. Now, they have chosen to do this death spiral because when they were locked out of rinks for COVID, and then also when she was waiting to get clearance to be released by USFS in the United States, figure skating, and she was in Canada, she was not allowed in Canadian rinks. So they missed even more ice time than everyone else. And they were skating on ponds, and it was unsafe to do throws or lifts or anything like that because she could be like blown away. So they learned the forward outside death spiral. It has the hardest starting value. You'll notice this is their new position. He is in a pivot, a back pivot. You call that a back pivot. And you notice she's holding behind. Her hand is behind her, catching her foot. Her back is actually arched. Now, this was the old one, and she did use an extended leg, which was an improvement on the old one. I couldn't find film of the old one. The old one, her outside leg was also bent, but she was holding with her right hand. So it looked a little bit, and to the outside, if that makes sense, not crossed behind her. So then they moved on to this one last year. But she was not getting, I think, 3 revolutions with her head low enough. So they weren't getting the levels they were hoping for. So that was last year. I just put some stills in to show you the contrast. This one, isn't it so attractive? And then she kind of hops out of it like they do out of some lifts and things, like they hop out of it. So that is her position. She has a really, really nice layback spin and arched back. Deanna is missing a vertebrae in her back, so she has a very flexible back. I know that because I skated with her. Oh, it's so funny. But I see this as a infinitely more pretty position. It's more streamlined, and it showcases the arch of the back much more than the other way, and it allows him to do a different kind of a pivot. The other one, he was doing a forward outside pivot, which even that one is not as attractive for the men's position. And you see he has his arm behind him, and then as he accomplishes the revolutions of getting her around, his arm comes in front of him, kind of like a lasso over his head. It's very interesting, I think. So I see that as incredibly improved. votes on that. I think they're going to get the revolutions on that as well. It seems more streamlined. And then we have the throw triple sow cow, which they put in at the very end instead of that flip, which was worrisome. Okay, and what I noticed is the height, the distance, and also her beautiful landing on this. Really nice landing. That was slow motion. And I was watching Max as he goes towards her. He has to continue skating fast along with her. I like that his back does not collapse as he throws her. Many pair skaters, it looks like they heave their partner in the air, and then their back goes way forward. And then Deanna was coming down, not getting as much distance on that flip. Height, yes. Distance, no. So when she would land, her back would go forward. And this has such a glorious ride out. You can see this is when she's landing, and her left one was the one that was bent there. She's landing on her right foot. The left foot is already behind her, and she's checking out far faster. Can you see the difference there? Oh, such a nice landing. Wow. So this is even before the season starts, and it gives me great hope that those could get some really high grades of execution. The flip was tilted often before, and she didn't have that beautiful landing. And now I think the loop and the sow cow are going to be top notch. And hopefully they'll finally get like a level 3 and 4 on that forward outside death spiral. What does everyone think?